Seniors, welcome to your channel. Long live seniors. I'm truly happy you're here today, because what we're going to talk about is something that touches millions of lives, often quietly, without anyone even noticing. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever felt that kind of silence in your home, where even the ticking clock sounds louder than usual? Maybe days pass and no one calls, or the phone rings only for a few minutes. You smile and say, "I'm fine," but inside you feel a little hollow, a little left behind. My dear friends, that feeling has a name. It's called loneliness. And when it stays for too long, it can begin to affect not just our hearts, but also our health, our sleep, our memory, even how long we live. Today, we're going to understand what loneliness and social isolation really mean, what science says about their impact on senior health, and most importantly, what you can do, starting today, to bring connection, happiness, and purpose back into your daily life. Did you know that almost 1 in 3 seniors in the United States report feeling lonely at least sometimes? And almost 1 in 4 older adults live in social isolation, meaning they don't have regular interaction with others. That's not just a number. It's millions of people, just like you and me, who once lived busy, joyful lives surrounded by friends and family, and now find themselves spending most days alone. Now, before we go deeper, let's understand the difference between loneliness and social isolation. They sound similar, but they're not quite the same. Social isolation means having few social contacts. Maybe you live alone. You don't get many visitors, or your children live far away. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a feeling. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. It's the emotional experience of being disconnected, of not feeling seen or understood. According to recent research from the National Institute on Aging, about 24% of people aged 65 and above are considered socially isolated. And studies from around the world show that 35 to 40% of seniors feel lonely on a regular basis. So, if you've been feeling like that, remember, you are not alone. This is something that happens to many, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, what makes this topic so important is that loneliness doesn't just make us sad. It actually changes our bodies. Let me share some facts that may surprise you. A major research review that studied over 300,000 people found that people with strong social relationships had a 50% higher chance of survival than those with weak social connections. Think about that. Having good friends and close family can be as powerful for your health as quitting smoking or exercising daily. Another large study found that social isolation increases the risk of early death by 32%. That means being disconnected can shorten your life in the same way that obesity or physical inactivity can, and the effects go even deeper. Loneliness raises the level of stress hormones like cortisol in the body. When this happens over a long period, it causes inflammation, and that inflammation can lead to problems like high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, and even stroke. In fact, research has shown that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of stroke by up to 56%. That's a powerful reminder that emotional health and physical health are deeply connected. For the brain, the effects are just as strong. Studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and many universities around the world show that loneliness and social isolation increase the risk of memory loss and dementia. When people have fewer social interactions, the brain gets less stimulation. Just like a muscle that isn't used becomes weak, the brain can also lose sharpness when we stop engaging, talking, laughing, and learning with others. And then comes the emotional toll. Depression, anxiety, low self-esteem. When you don't talk to others often, you start believing that nobody cares, or that you don't matter anymore. But that's never true. Every person, every senior, has a lifetime of experience, stories, and wisdom that still matter deeply. The world needs you, and your voice still counts. Now, why does loneliness affect seniors more? As we grow older, our life circumstances change. Many of us retire and lose the daily routine of work and colleagues. Some of our dear friends move away or sadly pass on. Our children get busy with their own lives or live in other cities. Mobility can become difficult. Hearing or vision might not be as strong as before, making social interaction harder. Slowly, without realizing, we begin to see fewer people, talk less, go out less, and this becomes a silent pattern that harms both mind and body. Let me share a short story that many of you might relate to. There was a woman named Grace, 75 years old, who used to go to a local cafe every morning. After her husband passed away, she stopped going. One morning, her neighbor knocked on her door and said, "We miss seeing you. Come have coffee with us again." She hesitated, but finally went. Within a few weeks, her smile returned. Her doctor noticed her blood pressure improved, and she said, "I feel alive again." What changed wasn't her medicine. It was her connection. My dear seniors, what can you do to bring that connection back into your life? Let's talk about a few small but powerful steps that science says truly make a difference. First, reach out daily, even in small ways. You don't need to wait for others to call. Just say hello to your neighbor, send a message to a friend, or call a relative. Even a 5-minute meaningful conversation can lift your mood and lower stress hormones. Studies show that people who make at least one social connection a day feel 40% happier and more energetic. Second, join a community or group activity. It could be a senior club, a religious gathering, a book circle, or a walking group. Volunteering is another beautiful way. When you help others, your own sense of purpose and belonging grows. Researchers have found that older adults who volunteer at least once a week report 25% fewer feelings of loneliness. Third, use simple technology to stay in touch. Don't be afraid of phones, tablets, or video calls. Ask a younger family member to help you set up WhatsApp or Zoom. A 10-minute video chat can create the same emotional benefit as an in-person visit. If your children or grandchildren live far away, set a fixed time each week to talk or share pictures. You'll be amazed how much warmth that brings. Fourth, keep moving, with someone if possible. A walk in the park, gentle stretching, or light exercise with a friend or neighbor can improve your mood and help prevent diseases. Physical activity releases endorphins, the happy chemicals, and doing it together adds social joy. Fifth, start a connection or gratitude journal. Every evening, write down one name, someone you connected with, or even a memory that made you smile. Write one line of gratitude, like, "I'm thankful for the tea I shared with my neighbor," or "for the smile I received today." This simple act rewires your brain to notice the good around you, and slowly, loneliness loses its grip. And sixth, don't hesitate to ask for help. If you feel persistently lonely or sad, talk to your doctor, a counselor, or a local support group. Many community centers now have mental health services for seniors. Remember, seeking help is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's self-care. Now, let's talk about something very important. Hope. Science tells us that loneliness is reversible. The human brain remains flexible, able to build new connections at any age. Even in your 70s, 80s, or 90s, you can form deep, meaningful friendships. One study showed that seniors who learned something new, like a hobby, language, or even smartphone use, made new friends faster and reported feeling happier within weeks. So, it's never too late to start. Never too late to smile again, to laugh again, to be part of a conversation that makes you feel alive. Friends, I want you to remember this line. Loneliness ends the moment you reach out. You don't have to fix everything in a day. Start small. One message, one call, one short walk, one smile. If you know another senior who might be feeling alone, Reach out to them today. Invite them for tea or just to sit and talk. That single gesture could change their life, and yours too. Dear seniors, you have already faced so many challenges in life. You raised families, built careers, survived losses, and kept going with strength and grace. Don't let loneliness be the last chapter of your story. Let connection, laughter, and friendship be the next one. You still have so much light to give, so much wisdom to share. The world needs your stories, your kindness, your presence. So, from today, promise yourself, I will not let loneliness win. I will stay connected, even in small ways. I will live fully, proudly, and joyfully, because your life, dear seniors, still has beautiful moments waiting to be lived. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found this talk meaningful, share it with a friend who might need it. Let's help each other build a world where no senior ever feels forgotten or alone. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and remember, long live seniors.